Snoop Dogg and D.I. Guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre. Yeah. Still Dre Day. AK. I've grown a lot, can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, yeah, the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage. Haters say straight fuck power. My last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about it. Dr. Dre is the name. I'm ahead of my game. Still up in my league. Still with the beats. Still not loving police. Still rocking khakis with the cuff and the crease. Still got love for the streets. Reppin' 213. Still the beat bang. Still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Father, Son, and Title podcast, episode number 16.
Yep.
We're excited to be here again. We have some great guests and just ready to go. But first, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Jimenez Taqueria in Burleson. It's in the Shell gas station. You wouldn't know it, but you got to go back there, ask for Pedro, and man, look at this giant burrito here that he provided for us and for our guests. And I think Robert's already ate his, man. So Pedro, thanks so much. Jimenez Taqueria in Burleson. Unfortunately, I don't have the address on me, but I will get it and promote it next time. So thank you so much. Again, Father, Son, and Title Show podcast was created just to highlight any people in the real estate industry. We have a lot of fun. We promote. We have a good time. So free promotion, why not do it, right? So we're excited today. I'm the father.
I'm the son.
This is the Father, Son, and Title Show podcast. Rocio Ortiz
Yes.
of
Local Realty
Agency
yes.
is with us today. And we have Robert Martinez of Loan Depot, as you can see. Guys, thanks so much for coming on the show, hanging out with us for the next hour. We look forward to getting to know you and have a great time. So let's get into it, okay? So first question is, we just want you to tell us, Rocio, we'll start with you, who you are, what you do, just in your normal everyday life outside of real estate. Give us a little bit of insight, and then we're going to pick some questions. As whatever you say, we're going to ask you some questions, so be very careful. So tell us about who you are.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Fort Worth. My parents are from Mexico, so I'm first generation here.
All right.
First language was Spanish. And so I'm still very fluent, in both languages, in Spanish and English. What I do, apart from real estate, I just very involved with my family. I have two grown kids, a 21, 19-year-old, and then I have a 10-year-old daughter. So she kind of just, a lot of things going on with her. And then the other things I involved with is church, just active in the church.
The church.
Yes.
What church do you go to?
I go to Springdale Baptist Church.
Springdale Baptist in
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, nothing wrong with that. Definitely agree there. I've seen a few posts of yours, some of the things you put.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I like it. I definitely like that. How long have you been going to that church?
5 years. Well, I've been involved with the church for like 10 years and other activities that they've offered. Classes that they've given, and so, but like just going to that church 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. You said you have a 21-year-old and a 19. Are they still living with you?
They are.
How do you like that? Is that good? Is that bad?
Sometimes at first I was like, when I see other people's kids are like moved out, and they have kids, and I'm like, when is that gonna happen? But I actually see it. It's kind of good because I see that they're still, one's going to school. The other one still hasn't figured out what he wants to do, but they're both out of high school, so they both work. So I'm kind of just really proud of them that they're, working, and the older one, trying to do his schooling. He's doing the Tarrant County College, just trying to do it the less expensive way.
Sure.
And then he's planning to go to a school in Dallas. You're gonna think it's weird what he's gonna go for, but he's gonna be because of my recommendation. He's gonna be a funeral director.
A funeral director?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. I used to work in a funeral home, so when I worked there, I was, it's a really good atmosphere. I mean, I know the other part, but when the people that we work there, we just.
Do you love death?
No. I mean, it's just something. It's part of life, right? It's what is the two things that you can't escape from? Taxes and death.
Yes.
So, but anyway, so I worked there, and I just really liked it, and I saw that funeral directors really help a lot of people, and then the way that I noticed my son, he ever since at a young age, he was very just hospitable with people and just friendly with people. And I was like, I think, this would be a good fit, especially because he didn't really know what to do. And I just gave him that thought, and he said, yeah, I'll do it. And so he's planning to go to a funeral director school in Dallas.
So there's actually a school that teaches you how to be
yeah, and there's several parts to it, like there's to be an embalmer or to be their director, but he's gonna do the directing side. So I think of it as like kind of like a wedding planner, but it's a course plan.
Yeah,
it's a different celebration, but you need to have somebody to plan everything out, have everything in order, and explain everything.
They do make it easier. I mean, my dad passed away years ago, and if you get a good one, because I've seen a couple that there's some are like over trying to do it, compensate on the compassion, because I mean it's obviously a rough time, but some are just they're real relaxed and just kind of guide you through it, because that's a tough time. I mean, you might have all these plans, but then once it actually happens, you're just like your mind's somewhere else.
Exactly.
So they kind of gather you and bring you back to what you got to do. So well, that's awesome. I think it's definitely. Let's just say definitely gonna have business all the time.
I know, right? No, I even go back to the funeral home because I still work with him part time, and I've told them, my son's been in. They're like, tell them to get it quickly because they're short on staff. They are so short. I mean, and ever since COVID, it's been really rough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a really big funeral home in Fort Worth, and they've been just having to send people away, just because there's just. And they have 2 funeral homes, and they just, it's just so many people, and it's just, incredible how much they need people working there too. But anyways, back to your question. I feel like I did have those feelings like, man, I wish they would go live, live somewhere else, but
be honest.
I want to be an empty nester now. But no, I'm still, like I said, I told them, try to make the most, try to see, what schooling you can get. We're trying to help them out. They do help out with finances, so that's a good thing. And
they should.
Yeah.
They should, yeah.
So I'm really happy and proud that they're trying to make their way too.
And I think that's like kind of like on the Mexican side, right? Like it's like I'm like, you're gonna live here, you're gonna pay rent.
Yeah.
You're over 18, you graduated, and you better have a full-time job, and you're gonna contribute to the family.
Yeah.
And then you get some other races, and they're telling my kids like, you have to pay rent. You have to. I'm like, darn right you do. No, I gotta pay for everything.
Yeah.
Your gas and your car and
insurance and
yes, I'll help you to an extent. My son just my youngest son, he's my oldest.
Oh, okay.
And my youngest is 18. He just graduated, and the day of the graduation, he goes, Dad, I gotta get a haircut. And he's got that cut, that curly,
like every other
kid out there. I tell him, I said, I see like 10 of you a day everywhere I go. It's the same haircut. And he goes, I need a haircut. I said, okay. I said, well, I'm covering getting his outfit, paying all that stuff. I said, okay, well, how much is that? He goes, like $50.
$50.
I said, $50?
I pay 25.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And he don't go, I don't know where he goes, but I said, okay. I said, you know what? This is the last. I'm gonna pay it. This is the last haircut I'm paying for. You are on your own.
Yeah,
he lives with me, but I said, I know more of that, man. He just looks at me, he's like, all right. You want to be a man?
Yeah.
He always says he's a man. So you want to be a man?
But wait, watch when he has to pay. He'll go look for the.
He'll go look for the clips.
They get real cheap, man. When you cut it up, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But I think on the Hispanic side, like we're just real, like you know what, you're gonna do this. It's just so funny. Cultures are so different, But no, that's funny. So yeah, I'm like that too. I've got he's actually I have 2 at home. So I have one of my daughters. She's 22. She's actually married, but her husband's in Japan.
Oh.
He's a Marine, and so she's just waiting for him to come home, and then they're gonna be out. But my son is 18, so he's the last one. So yeah, I can't. I can't wait, to have them all gone. When everybody's gone, like at work, it's just me and my wife, and I say, God, look at this, and this sounds awesome, right? It's just silence, We can do whatever we want to do. So pretty soon, you'll be there pretty soon too.
Well, she's a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I still have a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You got 10 more years at least, probably. But my wife likes to keep them. Like she wants them all.
Yeah.
If he had her way, she'd have all the kids there still living at the house. So I think again that's probably a Hispanic thing.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Community-wise, you do anything in your community? You have any special hobbies, interests, other than being an Instagram star, which we'll talk about later? But,
well, with the community, with the church, we do activities, to give back to the community. Because of COVID, it was hard to have classes, but have you heard of Financial Peace University?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't.
With Dave Ramsey.
Oh, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah. So he gives that class, so you're kind of like an instructor of that class. He provides the workbooks and everything. So I've done that. I've taken the class myself and taught it to others, and that's really, one of the things that's inspired me, just to educate others, especially in finances. But currently we're not doing the classes right now. We have it open right now to see if anybody signs up, so we'll see if that happens. I think that's basically, mostly it's around the church.
Around the church.
Yeah.
What fun things do you like to do?
Fun things. Well, maybe I like to work out.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun No, not that much.
I seen a video you were
Yeah.
But no, that's okay. That's good. No, that's same kind of way with us. We're church. I go to Gateway myself and been there for eight years or so. You were attending where was
the house?
The house church.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he's attending right now. So now I get that, and then you just just living. I got grandkids, so my grandkids keep me busy. I got a lot of them. So all right. Well, thank you so much. Robert, we're going to get into you, man. Tell us, this guy's I know he's got some stories to share. So, tell us a little bit about you, man.
So, I am born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
Went to all my schools were DISD schools, WTY. I'll be honest, I'm not trying to give a teary-eyed story, but, I'm a product of a grandparent raising me. We probably all have that cousin or relative that their grandparents raised them after all their kids left. 9 kids, I'm the last one. I'm the grandkid. So, luckily for them, I'm bilingual. I always thank God that my grandparents raised me, because if they didn't raise me, I'd be like every third, fourth generation Hispanic speaking English only. So my business, I get business because I'm bilingual, fluent. So it was like, if I couldn't talk to my grandmother in Spanish, I didn't get to eat, or I didn't, what is that? Fideo. Okay, that's not bad. But
that's good.
So great that. So I was always, I think even as a young age, I always like to help people. So I think that's probably why maybe not one of them, but why I guess it goes hand in hand with what I do for a living now. From when I was a kid, I remember, I think somebody was beating up some little kid. And I'm not a big guy, but when you see something being wrong, hey, you step in. And I think I was probably like maybe 9 or 8. It was not a great neighborhood. We all had a story again. We all either lived in the hood, or you're lucky enough that your parents owned Ojero's restaurant, and you was nice. But I was in the hood, and we always see, everybody has a story. You either came from the hood, and made it good career, or you stay there, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like helping people then, and I was into sports. I think that's what kind of kept me away from the bad element of those friends that went down the wrong path because they thought, all the old things back in the day, Tally, all that old, it's like old stuff compared to now. But being sports active, always kept me thin in shape. Played a lot of sports in high school. Once I finished high school, started getting in the finance world. Before mortgages, I was in a bank officer, financial advisor at Bank One. If you were in Bank One, they're no longer, Chase bought them out. Okay. But the fact is, I think it came naturally to help people. And before I did that, I was actually a bartender, for like 10 years while I was still working in the bank. I had I was a bartender. I worked at bank officers didn't make that much money. First of all, it's the guy that you help with your account, whatever, and you ask all these questions. Why my check bounce? Well, probably because you have no money in it. But let's go ahead and let's give you that $20 credit, whatever it was. So I was always helping people, except for the bartending part. That's getting people drunk. That's not really helping people, but whatever. That's what I say. Even when I was a financial advisor, it was an easy transfer to go to mortgages because I'm still helping people. For one, I talk to people about how to invest their money, how to save it, stuff like that, and not to go for the flashy items. Now we're talking about a different product, home.
Yeah.
But like I said, and, my life is probably not exciting as her. I don't have that many hobbies. I haven't worked out in 2 years. I stopped because of COVID. I think a lot of people stop, and I already went back maybe last year, but I'm still hesitant. I still carry my mask around with me right now. But just the gym thing, once COVID hit, I tried it, but you can't really breathe with that mask on. So let me go and stop it. I got tired of wiping, everybody's wiping stuff down. It's just old. And now it's a little bit lighter. Now I moved from where I lived at before in Oak Cliff, and I moved to Arlington. Smaller gym now. I joined the gym. I just haven't gone yet. But it's lost a little weight because of the gym. I was a little bit bigger, muscular, but just when you quit pimping the weights and quit eating, I think I was eating like 5 times a day, every 3 hours. That's the thing to keep me metabolism. I'm a little bit older, so with older guys, we lose our metabolism real quick unless you're on a regimen, protein, every 3 hours, high metabolism, and eating, fruits and vegetables. So I lost a little bit of weight, but I'm ready to go back into it. Children, have no children, not yet. I'm engaged, but no children yet.
No children. Wow.
Well, it's never late. It's never too late to start.
That's true.
Well, the funny thing, all my friends, they're probably about our age. Their kids are 21, 22. And some of them, one already had a kid. He's 23. Now he's a grandpa. So by the time you have a kid, shit, his kid's gonna have a kid. Last time I checked, Hugh Hefner had a kid. He wasn't that old, but he still had one. But it's just different. I try to help out where I can. Like I said, my helping is probably like I have a lot of nieces and nieces, nephew, and cousins. So they're not my children, but I do try to, because I have a lot of spare time on weekends if I'm not working and stuff like that on the phone. I try to, hey, you want to go swimming? Hey, you want to go over here? Hey, you want to watch a movie? Hey, you want to go watch the new Top Gun movie? Because some of my little nieces and nephews and cousins, they're single, they're single parent kids. So the mom's working or whatever's working, so it's hard for them. And I try to do what I can. Yeah. If they don't want to come, and sometimes they now they're at 16. I don't want to go. You didn't say that 10 years ago. You're 7. You want to go see whatever that dinosaur cartoon was. Now you don't want to see it because now you have a car. Yeah. And now you're going with your friends. Yeah. So I kind of feel the pain when people have kids. Now they're kind of like, well, my little kid's dissing me because now he has a car. Now she's 18 and they want to hang out. So I do what I can, and I think I actually was thinking about doing a boys. I don't know if you do boys and girls, but just boys. What's it called? The Big Brother. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking about doing some of that and seeing how that works. I mean, let me see if I handle this 9-year-old kid, that means when I have a kid, I should be okay with my kid. Because some kids nowadays, like I said, they're different. They're a lot faster. I say they move faster, and I'm not trying to say bad, but they're I don't know if the new millennials are 22 to 30 years, but I don't know what the new generation is now when they're like 8 or 9. They're always on the phone. They're always doing stuff. Yeah. Like when I take my little cousin to go eat, I'm like, hey, put that phone down. I'm spending time with you. Yeah. You're eating a pizza. Here's a pizza. Here's a phone. Hey, you're spending time with me, this quality time, whatever. And it's kind of hard because they have an attitude about it. Hey, this is only an hour of your time, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. You can go back, once you're in your car, you can start doing that. But while we're eating, do me a favor, just do that. If you want to keep coming to dinner with your uncle, let's do that real quick. Respect. And they don't get it nowadays. And I think that's the reason with a lot of things are moving so fast. A lot of people want instant gratification. It's not, like not to go back long, but if I say no, people get pissed off. Well, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I can't help it. And then I have to hang up the phone. I'm like, I didn't tell them in a bad way. And I look at, they're probably like 22, 23. Not saying anything about, I'm not trying to be ageist, but it's like, well, how did it get here? Well, it's not my business to figure, but I can see real quick from their credit report, their story, job hopping, every 6 months. Like, well, something's going on here, because I'm not hearing, but I can tell that every 4 or 5 months they're jumping jobs. Something's going on here. I don't know. But like I said, if I can help someone, either spiritually, mentally, financially, hopefully, one or two ways, I'll try to. But hopefully, one day God will bless me with children when I finally get married, and I can have the same stories that she has. Especially because by that time I'll be old.
So Joe, you're engaged, but you have a date set?
Not yet. That's the $1 million question. That's $1 million question. She always tells me right there, hey, she's African American. She's like, hey, I don't want to be like most of y'all. Mexicanos, y'all have that 9-10 year engagement plan. Before you know it, they're just walking on with the ring. Yeah. You married? No. But we got the house, and some people we got the house. You're on the bank statement. Yeah. What's the point? So some people do that.
Oh man! All right, we won't get more into that because
appreciate that. Well, she wanted to see the podcast. I want you to record it, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, definitely give it to you. So we're not going to go there anymore. So no, that's awesome, man. I think being that uncle, I don't think a lot of people think about that anymore. We go through our life, we're just doing what we're doing, and you tend not to focus on those things. But I think that's awesome, man, for not having kids yourself.
I remember that. Honestly, because I remember when I was growing up, I had 9 uncles and aunts, and it was like almost pulling. Not that I was, I was never. Every kid's different. When they either handle it like a G, or they handle it like a little baby cry. Yeah. And then when they grow up, honestly, like I'm saying, they had that excuse. Why you keep messing up for them? Well, because I didn't have someone. I didn't have a father figure. Okay, that was the past. You want to keep on living your past, then that's why you're exactly where you're at. I always say God has a plan for where you're at. If you keep on, crying about what you didn't have a dad, you didn't have a mom, your grandparents raised you, whatever. Well, then that's only an excuse.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, I have the same genetics my dad did. Well, yeah, your dad was a loser, but you don't have to walk in his steps. You could be a different man. And I have the same. I talk with. So the point is that little uncle and aunts, they didn't really come around, which I didn't care. I had my friends in my neighborhood, whatever, and I would hang out with their parents, and they would, everybody has that one little friend that, hey, we're going to Tres Village this weekend. Can Robert come? Okay, because then his dad has to buy me a Coke and a hot dog, stuff like that. So I had other friends and other friends. So I came out right, but I think some people aren't so fortunate. They don't have that friend that no, you don't have the money, you can't come with us. So we're going to Six Flags. Bye, you can't come with us.
Yeah.
It's very rare you have parents from friends' parents that they don't think about that. Hey, you know what? I know that she's a single parent, whatever. She don't have money. Go ahead, you can go to Hurricane Harbor with us. We got you. Don't worry about it. But that's far and few.
No, absolutely, man. We my son graduated, like I said the other day, and then he has a buddy of his his mom and dad are divorced. They're separated. And so after graduation, we just had a little barbecue, hang out with for my son and the family. But then his friend showed up, and so I was like, his friend's been a friend for 6-7 years. And I was like, hey, how's it going? And there's that. So we start giving my son a few gifts. Just kind of, the family's there. Hey, here's a few gifts for you, and we give it to him, and his friend's standing there, and he's just involved. He's looking. So I just look at him, realizing the situation, and also thinking like, well, why isn't he at his own thing, celebrating with his family? What happened there? I again don't know, but I just turned to him and I said, hey, man, and for you, I'm gonna give you $100, man. Just and he was just like,
Did you say it in front of all the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just turned around and I was like, hey, I'm gonna mention his name, but man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you graduated. Congratulations. I'm gonna sell you $100 right now. And he's like, no, you're not. And I said, no, I want to because when you see a need, either you're gonna meet that need or you're gonna ignore it. Mm-hmm. It's one of the two, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, and I think church, Christ sets that example to us. So it was I know his situation. I'm not saying he's poor or anything like that, but dad's not there, mom's not there. He's at my son's graduation party, not celebrating his own. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that. Not my job to go figure all that out, but I know that I could be a blessing at that time and just do something in his life that hopefully 20 years from now he does the same thing, and he passes that same thing on. So kudos for you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. And then you brought up Top Gun. Have you seen the movie Top Gun?
I saw it Labor Day or Memorial Day. Yes.
What'd you think?
It was good. I mean, it took 30-something years to make it, but I mean, yeah. And then Iceman didn't look so icy. He was older. But in real life, he has. I read the whole blog about him in real life.
Really sick. Yeah.
He's real sick. I think he has a tracheotomy. That's why he had a scarf on.
So always has a scarf.
So he has a scarf and show it. And so however he talked, and I think in the movie they showed that they said he had cancer in the movie.
Yeah.
His wife said, so it kind of like fit with. That's why he's kind of like weak looking because he's sick in real life. He's like, no, it was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was a very good movie.
Too.
Even people that didn't see the first one will still get it. Like she never saw the first one.
Oh, okay.
She was talking about religion. I forgot what denomination she was, what culture, what religion she was, but her parents did not allow her to watch TV. I forgot what religion was, but so when she used to have a gun, no. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully you'll catch on because. It doesn't really. You don't have to see the first one.
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. Yes. Yeah, it goes back during the movie. So I went and saw it the other day. Good movie. Actually.
I want to watch it.
And I love all the. I wanted to see it more for just all the planes because I heard that it was like they really flying these planes and things like that. So good, clean movie.
If you're in an IMAX theater, it's gonna.
That's what I want to see it in.
We saw it. I was like,
you did.
Shit, turn it down. Yeah, the screen is like. You saw the engine. You could have engines on.
Really? I probably will go see it in IMAX.
Well, take me with you.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So man, again, kudos on that, on what you're doing, and you're right, absolutely right about just because our fathers, or if you didn't have a father in your life, you don't have to be. My dad was a heroin addict for 20 years. He was incarcerated, prison, gangs, way back then. And crazy enough, as we're sharing about the Lord, in 70, he was burying his brother, who just had OD'd and heroin in a prison. He's driving back. He had an encounter with God prior to. He's driving back from the prison. All of a sudden, he says, just while he's driving, like God just the Spirit just fell on him, you know. But I say all that to say that through that time, he changed his life, you know. Now I'm a product of him, but I'm not a product of his crazy life. I'm a product of his changed life. And, you know, I give examples to my sons, like, my dad was a heroin addict, so does that mean that I have to be a heroin addict? No. You know, absolutely not. But there has to be change. There has to be somebody that has an impact, and for him it was that.
So I always tell people that, and I don't go and preach some people I know, just my family. Like, I have a lot of males in my family. So my dad was kind of like yours, and you know, even right now he's sick because, you know, that stuff hits your body.
Sure.
He's like real. He had a heart attack twice, I think, and we don't get along. Like, so that's why my grandparents raised me. And I told my 26-year-old, because I took him to go have dinner last weekend, and he's on his thing about his dad. I'm like, hey, you could be like your father if you want to, but that's your excuse. I go, and I just, hey, look at my dad, look at me. We're different night and day. He is where he's at. He's exactly where God wants him to be at. I'm exactly where God wants me to be at. But I'm not a blueprint of his genetics. All he gave me was this. But up to me, he didn't give me what's up here. So I just said, you can change your path whatever you want. It's just up to you. If you want to be have boohoo and, I'm this 'cause my dad, okay, whatever. I mean, just, I feel sorry for you, but whatever.
Yeah. My dad would always use the phrase, "You want to have a pity party?" You know, I used to hate it when I was a kid. Like, yeah, I do want to have a pity party. Somebody feel sorry for me, you know. But no, you're absolutely right, man. So awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing. Let's move into a couple of questions that Chris is gonna ask.
Yeah. So I'll go to you and. Just be honest. Remember, God's watching.
And listening.
And we can edit this in post. No, we'll start with you, Robert. When you get really mad, what is your go-to word or phrase, or how do you react when you get really, really upset?
When I get really, really upset, I actually, honestly, it sounds very cliche, very whatever you want to call it, old school. I count to 10.
Oh wow!
So me and my girlfriend,
that answer yet?
Me and my girlfriend, we argue quite a bit. Like, that's one reason we're not married yet, and we argue about small stuff. You're this. I go, no, I'm not. I just really wish you would just, listen to the suggestions I'm making. You know, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. And she still does it. I'm like, and then when I get that point, I'm like, you know what? Or I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna walk out of the room for a minute. So when I come back, hopefully I'll be a different person. But honestly, I don't want to put her on blast, but I don't really get I don't get really mad, with a customer, with a stranger, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people that probably could take some off, like someone on the freeway cuts you off. He must have to go there somewhere more important than after. or someone passes that orange light before it turns red.
Yeah.
Damn, it's not that serious. And, it's just that was me probably when I was younger. I'm older. I keep saying I'm older, but I'm older. So when I was in my 20s, yeah, I'll get pissed off real quick. I actually flew off the handle. Every once in a while, I would probably still have fist fights, probably when I was 20s.
Wow.
But now, I think with age, you get wiser and you get calmer. Not that you still can't throw fists. It's just the fact that you start thinking, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Why would I do it? I mean, there's plenty of people right now that pop in the news. For lack of a better, they're retards. They do stuff that don't make any sense.
Just out of anger. I'm
like, hey, what's anger going to lead to? Nothing. Other than, two people are going to get hurt. It depends how serious they're going to get hurt based on how far you'll take it. I think I saw the news the other day. There was I think some mother, it popped up on YouTube. It always popped up on my feed. Some mother slashed some kids. I don't know if y'all saw it. She had some kind of, I don't know if it was a box cutter knife or whatever. And it was in Oklahoma. And the kids that graduate the OU stage.
Yeah. And
she was slashing some kids in the parking lot. She didn't kill him, but then the mother went off, and I don't know what pissed her off, but she got upset. And,
wow.
But it's still, whatever anger, it's not that to start cutting someone.
Literally cutting someone.
Yeah.
See, when I met my wife 5 years ago, I was a super relaxed driver, like you, right? Cut me off, whatever. She would get mad that I didn't get mad. So now I get mad, and she gets mad that I get mad. So I can't win. So I'm trying to go back. Yeah, now I'm trying to go back to being super chill, but that was a hard battle to win. But I like that. Yeah, I count to 10. I know the cliche.
It sounds old school. Count to 10. You might see in a movie there's slogans. Just it's simple. Count to 10, because when you that little 10 you're counting, you'll calm down.
Yeah, just enough time to relax.
Exactly.
All right. You can't copy his answer.
I know, right? That's a good one. That was really good.
I wish it was mine, but it's
Hey, we can start using it now.
We'll try. Yeah. What's your go-to word or phrase?
Well, I don't use that type of language. And it's kind of funny because when I listened a little bit to the other podcast and the lady, when she answered about crying, I was like, that's kind of probably what I do too. I was like, that's me, when I get really, really upset, I just, cry, but at other times, if I'm upset at my kids, then that's different.
Now that's what we want you to say when you're upset at your kids or your husband. What do you say?
Well, I couldn't remember, and then I asked my 10-year-old. I said, "Hey, you know, because I kind of knew that question would come up," and she couldn't. She said, "No, I didn't say any." And then I asked the 19-year-old, and he said, "Yeah." He said, "I remember when he was younger." That I said shit, so I was like, oh, okay, and I said that's the only way. He's like, yeah. He's like, that just stayed in my mind because you never ever say bad words.
Yeah.
So,
But that was the one.
that was
the one.
The one time. Well,
but maybe it just came out, but I was just like, because I was mad, but I don't use that.
Yeah,
you know?
you're not like cussing regularly.
my mom was the same way, and years ago when I was a kid, I made her mad. I don't know what I remember. She was like, I think she was like working at a hotel, like cleaning or something, and I had to go with her. I was little, and so I'm just there, following around each room, and I don't know what I did. I guess I got in the way. I made her really mad, and she just came out with that word, and I was just like, I remember same way. I can remember my mom saying that word like,
Grandma cuss?
Oh my, what the, and it was just, but it stuck in my head to this day that's the one word, the one time.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I can't remember what I did.
You should have shared that at her funeral thing with you.
I can't remember what I did to make her so mad. It's like, wow.
I can think of a few things you could have done. You've made me say that word a couple of times.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not a big cusser.
All right, here's the next question. So this question is, what advice would you give to not do? So you're talking to your kids and you're going to advise them, hey, don't do this because I did it, and here's the result. So that's the question I want to ask. But I don't want to tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. What not to do in life. And we always joke, I always say, because I want to write a book about what not to do in life, just based off my own, what not to do.
365 things not to do.
I always tell my kids, I may not be able to really tell you what to do in life, but I can definitely tell you what not to do in life. And if you listen to my what not to do, you actually might have a pretty good life, because you won't make all those mistakes. So what would you advise someone not to do that you've done, and the outcome is not good?
Well, I mean, for my kids, I've told them, because I got married at 19.
Okay.
And I've just said, don't get married young.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely. Same thing.
I wish I would have got married young.
Yours is don't get married old. Older.
All right, Robert, give us.
I honestly just a basic answer. It might sound kind of just simple. Don't be a follower. I think I said that because I experienced as a kid, as a little small teenager, mocoso, I was a follower. That following got me in trouble. I'm an adult now, but I went to juvenile. I'm not trying. When I was a kid, but it only went one time. And it was because I hung around with the wrong little knucklehead kids that are doing stuff with cars. And I'll leave it at that. They shouldn't be doing that. I was in juvenile maybe like a couple hours, not even a night. Boom, took me out. But as soon as I got home,
there you go. That's what we need in this world. More of that coming to these kids.
But not just that. But even right now in society, everybody's still a follower.
Yeah.
You could have 1.9 million. Do you even know who you're following? Yeah. Do you even know her religion? Do you even know her culture? You know her beliefs? I mean, I'm gonna say the famous name: the clan, the family, the women, the girls. Everybody follows them.
Yeah.
And then every company out there wants to sign up with them so they can endorse and sell their product.
Yeah.
I think one of them had my cousin she worked at Sears probably many years back. Sears went under. But when I went in to pick up my cousin from job, I walked to the store to get her. There's a KK's stuff. And what is this? And I looked at it. It was kind of goofy stuff. But then I saw it's at Sears. It's not even Marcus. It's at Sears. So of course, and because I work with numbers, I figured they're hitting the bottom level. The people that are less than middle class, because that's what dollars. If it wasn't for, I always say something, if it wasn't for poor people, there would be no rich people. I believe in that. Yeah. So they're hitting that market.
Yeah.
But one is, it's like, watch who you're following. Just because they say something, you don't have to jump off and be on their shoulders just because they said it.
Yeah.
Because everybody has their own hang-ups, and just because they follow them, they might not lead you to a good path. It might be the wrong path. Just because you want to be, because you're homegirl Maria. Hey girl, I clicked on there. see what she says. Who cares? I mean, it's your own life. You have your own life to live, not somebody else's life.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's a good advice.
Yeah, no one's giving
I think
that one
that not getting. I got married
Yeah.
young too. Same thing. We told all our kids, don't get married young, and half listen. He was actually the only one that listened and got 26, right? When he got
something like
married. I have other ones that got married young, and that's why I have grandkids.
The other thing I just thought about that I've told my kids is like, don't go into debt. You know, I always tell them, you know, you want to buy something, you want a new iPhone, save for it. And recently, because you know, now that I'm in real estate, I'm like, well, you actually do need credit, so I need you guys to, you know, one day you're gonna buy a house. So I did, you know, help them out to get a credit card, but I do say, you know, whatever it is, you pay it off. But that's one of the things is we did make the mistake, and I tried, you know, I thought I knew money, but I went into debt too much. So.
Sure. Oh yeah.
We all get there.
Yeah, we get married young, and you're just you want to have the life that you dream of, and you want to have it now, like I said. So we make some bad decisions along the way. I definitely have done that. So so that's why we asked the question, because like jokingly we say I've told them to write a book, but I really am gonna write the book.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be about what not to do. One-liners, like one page. Don't get married young, and then maybe because this, and that's it. Next page.
Or on a page you put, don't do a loan with that non-married in debt loan officer who's a criminal who's a kid.
Don't use that guy.
There you go. His name is.
Don't let your parents use your credit card and put you into debt.
Yes, that's a good one too. There's a lot.
Somebody's story. I don't know who did that.
There's a lot of stories out there. So, anyways, that's where we're gonna head with those questions. So every time somebody comes on, I'm always asking that question. You know, so that book's gonna be my retirement. So, you know, once I get it done, it's gonna be what's a New York
Times bestseller.
Yeah, bestseller. Yeah, on the list. So, and then you guys all have to go buy it. So, you know, if you come on the show, that's gonna be mandatory that you gotta go buy the book once it comes out. So, all right, we've heard personal gotten a little bit about you guys. We've got 20 minutes left, and this is usually about where we're at. So this is a time where we want to just focus on what you do in real estate, lending, realtor. You promote yourself, your company, your phone number, your email, and talk a little bit just about what you're doing, or maybe you specifically are working, you know, a certain angle in real estate or a certain area. So Rocio, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm working with local realty agency. I've been with them since last year, and I try to work with everyone, but mainly first-time home buyers. I'm also with helping people that want to sell their house. What I really like about the first-time home buyers is that I get to educate them. I was a previous teacher, so being in the classroom, and then I did teach during COVID, so I was having to make videos for classes and then teach virtual, teach in person, teach them both at the same time.
Wow.
It's just really made me, you know, more aware of how important video is, and also how to explain things to people, you know, especially when people don't know the process of buying a house, and you know, it's never taught in school. What do you have to do, or even like, you know, be ready for that mortgage, you know, how you can be ready for that. So there's a lot of things to it, and I think being a previous teacher has really helped me to just be more patient and kind of like even check with people to see if they understood. Cause sometimes, you know, you explain something and they'll say, yeah, okay. But then they're like, no, you know, they don't really get it. So, you know, just, you know, being real patient and explaining things over and over, and just, you know, building that relationship with people. I think it's really important for people to trust you. Just like in the classroom, you know, the student has to trust you to be able to learn from you. I think it's the same way in real estate. So, and I'm very dedicated to my clients and very driven. I think that's about it.
The home buyer, so you're working with a lot of home buyers right now. How is that, where is that at right now with you? Have you seen changes in the last few months on just that? Because obviously the interest rates, and we'll get into that too, but where they're going, is it more challenging right now for your buyers to buy?
Yes, you know, I think it's happening for everyone. Just the buyers are having a harder time because now they have to watch out what kind of home they get into, because then that's going to affect their monthly payment. So they can't be looking at the same houses, and then there's just not enough houses still that match their criteria.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I've heard from other realtors and lenders, just, man, you know, my buyer was qualified for X amount of dollars, and we had 4 months ago, and now we had to check it again, and he's only now qualifying for $30,000 or $40,000 less than it was. That's got to be challenging in itself, because I'd imagine you'd have buyers that would just say, well, then I'll wait, because I wanted that house in this area or this type of a house, this price range, but now I don't want $40,000 less. So how do you notice a lot of them just kind of walking away, saying, "I'll wait," or are they just, well, then let's still look, and go, even though I'm going to get.
I have had some just to say, okay, well, we're going to wait, but it's been not because of the market, just because of other personal stuff that their goals have changed. Maybe that they want to finish school or stuff like that, or change jobs, that they're still not ready. But the ones that are just staying with it, they're staying with it. They're not changing their mind. It's just harder to find the house that they actually want. Sometimes we'll go see houses and they'll be like, well, this doesn't match this, or we don't like this. So it's, most of the buyers are still staying on, but it's just hard to find them a house.
Yeah. And I think that's where, and I've shared this before, when my dad would create vision. My first home my dad showed me was terrible. It was a HUD home, 203K, 203B. I'm not going to say it. I know.
Was your dad a broker?
Yeah, no. Yes, he was. I say that all the time, and he always jokes with me. But that house was terrible. It was ugly, but he walked me through it and was like, well, look, you can do this loan. It was a special loan that he could get. They're going to bring it into the
they're going to renovate it too.
Yeah, renovation. And when time was done, I had a brand new house and new roof, new stucco, everything. But initially when I walked in, I was kind of like, what are you showing me? But I think on the realtor side, it's really creating that vision. Like, let me tell you, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, and you're going to have this at the end. And I've heard on the future, 8-9 years ago, we were hearing some of that from now, they're going to have, basically, you're going to go show a home, and we're all going to put on these little Oculus. And the realtor will literally be able to say, we'll sit in our homes, you and yours and me and mine, and you're going to go take me on a virtual tour of the homes I want to see. And as we walk through the home, and if I'm like, I don't like this color, you'll be, what color do you like? I don't know, I like white. You'll be able to tap and it'll turn white. I don't like this wall here. Well, we'll take it out. And that's the way they're going to start showing homes down.
Kind of like video game simulation. Video game simulation.
Yeah, those home shows that you see, and they do the little markup prior to what they're going to do. We were listening to some guys the other day, and they're thinking that's where it's going to be 10 years from now. So hey,
18 years from now.
Yeah, so it'll be very different. Definitely for sure. That'll be interesting to see, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I think. Save some gas money, so
for real.
But awesome. Well, give us your phone number, your email,
and your social media.
Okay. Okay. So my phone number is 817-715-1402. My email is rociodfwrealtor@gmail.com. On social media, I'm on TikTok, I think as Rocio DFW Realtor, Instagram rocio.ortiz.DFW Realtor, and on Facebook, just Rocio Ortiz Local Realty.
Facebook. All right. There you got it. You can find her anywhere. And real quick, before we transition over, so I wanted Instagram.
Yeah.
I've seen you just up your game on Instagram. I don't do a lot of Facebook personally myself, but I'm on Instagram a lot, just trying to check it out. So I've always seen you pop up. I wanted to say, I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's hard to find your niche, and we talk about this all we're doing here. Yeah, it's like, people are, I don't know what to put on to do. Yeah. You know what? Just do it. Have fun with it. Highlight your personality. Yeah. And so when I see your stuff come on, you're like this and this, and the little dance moves that you got going on. I'm like, that is cool, because you know what? That's who you are, and that's going to attract your clientele. To say, that's cool. I like the way what she puts here. I'm gonna give her a call. So keep doing it. And
thank you.
Have you seen from whatever you were doing prior to what you've been doing lately? Have you seen any increase in just likes and things like that?
Well, it's really helped out so much. I had always wanted to do that. I want to branch out to YouTube too, maybe later on this year. But I just didn't really have a system. And then I partner up with this other team to kind of do the videos. And it's really helped me to even be more prepared when people do ask those questions. because now I'm like, okay, well, let me look into that. You know, like somebody wants to buy an investment property. Okay, you know, well, let me look at what they need for down payment, or you know, what other stuff that they need. So it's helped me to be more prepared. And like you said, I've had more responses from people even now texting me on TikTok, or you know, messaging me on TikTok asking me questions. So I you know, I just like that, you know, people are reaching out. So I have seen a difference. I've seen it more on Instagram, maybe because it's easier to post there on TikTok. I'm still trying to learn about it, and it's kind of new. Like a lot of people aren't even on there yet.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I struggle with TikTok. Yeah.
But there's great content on there too. But I've had messages on both sides, so it's
cool.
Yeah. I really recommend it for everybody
Yes,
to
that's-
even lenders. You know, that's one of the things I don't see lenders out there that much.
Well, that's going to change this year.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, again, yeah, and that's cool because you know we talk to agents and lenders all day long, and every time I ask them, "With social media, oh man, I struggle with social. I don't know what to put."
Yeah.
And I talked to somebody yesterday. I said, "Just you be yourself.
Yeah.
Use your personality. Whatever it is you are into and do, use it.
Yeah.
And put it on there. It doesn't have to be the latest numbers and all that. Just what you're so."
Sometimes even when you send me stuff, I don't know if you noticed, one time you send me, I don't know, flyers. I was like, oh, I just grabbed a little bit about it and made a video about that. So,
there you go.
yeah, it can be, I mean, if people are trying to get into it, just, write ideas down and you'll find something. I have a list of ideas and I still end up going and doing something else, even though I already have I have ideas written out. So.
Yeah. I think you should do teaching some of those dance moves though, really.
No, I'm not that good at it.
All right. Robert, man, let's tell us about what you're doing, Loan Depot, what you guys got going on, and what you're doing in the real estate world.
Well, like I said, everything has already changed. This is my 23 years in the business. I say that because I've seen lots of ups and downs. The biggest down was 2008.
Exactly.
Everything had, but that was the best time to buy a house because at that time, the houses now are 268. The house was probably 69,000 or 86,000.
Exactly.
That ain't never gonna happen. But this business is very secular. With me being blessed, being able to do 23 years nonstop, originating, not delivering the mail, just originating nonstop.
Cool.
I always kind of grit my teeth as people that are like you said, they were approved 4 months ago at 290. Now they're approved 230. I don't want to sound very cynical when I hear these people bitch and moan. Well, you had 2 years to jump on it. You didn't jump on it. I locked someone at 1.99% interest rate. That's almost like a GMC rebate on a car.
Yeah.
So it's like saying, okay, you had all this time in from 1.99, it just kept going to where we're at now.
Yeah.
But you're crying about it. Well, hey, you had almost 22 months, 21 months to do something. Why you didn't do it? The fact is, money was very cheap to borrow. And, it's like you didn't do it when rates were at 4.4. But you didn't do it at 2.2. So it's almost psychologically, why didn't you do it? So I'm a lender, not a psychiatrist. But I'm here to explain to you, your mom was pushing you, but everybody was, but now you're not, now you can't even buy a house because what you didn't like at 290, you're definitely not gonna like at 240. So
Exactly.
it's like
Yes.
it's not that they make a choice; they have no choice because first of all, their expectations are too high for a house. Because whatever they see their homeboy that's working at Amazon overtime, he has a nice crib. Well, he got it 2.5. You're at 4.6. Well, right now, honestly, the rates are now at 5.875. That's a normal rate.
5.875?
Yes.
Wow.
So, and I do a lot of first-time homebuyer assistance. So, for assistance, you're at 6.5. For assistance.
Dang.
So, it depends how bad you want the money. Okay, well, it's not really too much. That's not that deep of a conversation. You only have $6,000. You're talking about the rate. That's going to be a 30-second conversation because I'm giving you $14,000 for assistance. So, you have no wiggle room. You only have $5,000. I'm giving you $14,000, but you don't like the rate. Okay, so where else can you get for $14,000? Your mom's swinging, cuñada, mother don't have it. So I mean, it's not. I don't say that harshly.
No,
It's true though.
That's absolutely right.
So the expression is, and I don't want to sound like a demon. Time is money. Money is time. If we can't meet in the medium, then we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me know when you come back with a better plan, because you don't like the rate. But there's all indications showing that rates are going to continue to go higher.
Yeah.
And I say this because when I started, rates were at 8.95. You ask your dad what his rate, he probably had 14%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So so the point is that without sounding like a professor, we have what's called a mortgage reset. So when I started, we were at 8.95 23 years ago. Ever since I started, rates have just gone down. So in my head, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Why are y'all complaining? Because I've been seeing it go down. Now it's gone back up. So we went all the way from 8.95 to 1.99. We took 22 years to get there. Or 21 by the time it hit it, but now all it's doing is making the U-turn back up.
Yeah.
But even at 5.5, 5.6, we're still lower than when I started.
Yeah.
So it's just because they're comparing to what they saw on the paper, 2.5 years ago. Forget about that.
Yeah, it's done.
Well, my cuña, my suegra, okay, when did she buy the house? Again, forget about that. You keep comparing, and I cannot overcome your you have a wall, and I can't go back in time.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with people. They might get pissed off, but hey, but at this point when I talk to the client, they're no longer a client because I already know psychologically they're not gonna. If they couldn't find anything at 2.9 at $2,900 at 2.9% or 3%, they're not gonna find anything. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I tell you what, I'm at. That's why I say graciously, I'm not the lender for you. You might want to go find another lender out there. You know, but unfortunately, I can't give you what you want. You want to hear something I can't give you? Wells Fargo, and I name all the banks. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, BB&T. Go talk to them. See how long they stay on the phone. It's going to be even shorter.
Exactly.
You know, but rates are a little high. You know, now a lot of consumers that are first-time home buyers. So my clients, my bread and butter is first-time home buyers. It just happens to be that way. I've done first, and then because I'm a little bit older, I've done their kids. I'm not old enough yet where I'm doing the grandparents, the grandkids yet, but already done 2-generation families.
That's
already.
awesome.
But it's to the point where, like now, they have a lot of the chips are stacked against them right now. You know, we have the increase in sale price. We have interest rate. So right now, you know, the typical person has to probably make about $35,000 more than they did 2 years ago because you have a higher sales price, you have interest rate, and don't even talk about property taxes going up or went up already. So now, you know, when someone's telling me that, oh, I'm $48,000, that's awesome. Hopefully you have no debt. But at $48,000, you can't buy a $268 sales price right now because that payment's about $2,300 a month. $40,000 equals about $4,000 a month. That's like a 65%, 70% backing ratio, which not to go, about ratios.
Yeah.
I need it. So before, do you have a co-signer? Well, I make $48,000. That's great. I make overtime. How much? $100 a month. $100 a month. Okay. Do you have a co-signer? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want to put. That's why every loan officer is different. You probably met different loan officers, but every loan officer is different. I try to be a tactician, just like a chef.
Yeah.
I want to ask questions before I pull your credit because I don't want to ding your credit score if I can't help you.
Yeah.
So you don't know. I'm asking you specific questions because I don't want to ding your credit score. And then before I know it, because you're not letting the loan officer talk to you the right way, you're gonna have 6 different credit pools, and you're gonna have that one loan officer that tells you what you want to hear. Yeah. He's gonna tell you yes. You're gonna find that house. You're gonna have a contract. Then 1 week before closing, he's gonna tell you, I can't do it. Yeah. And then you wasted earnest money, inspection money, option money, appraisal money. You're out maybe $3,500. Yeah. But you have no one to blame because you went to the loan officer that told you this. And I'm not trying to rag on my peers, but there are a lot of bad loan officers and there's a lot of bad realtors too. And it's being honestly, it winds up. What I'm saying, it's about money. Everybody wants that check. We're all commission, 100% commission. Exactly. Yeah. So when you have that one professional that's leading you on the wrong path because he's telling you yes, the consumer wants to hear yes until they hit that no when the underwriter sees it. So if you had a bad loan officer that turns the file, he's not the final say. It's the underwriter that tells them, hey, at this point, what were you thinking? They call back, hey. So the consumer gets mad at the realtor for referring it to the loan officer. The loan officer ignores both the realtor and the client. You know, you can't sue us. Yeah. It's just a pre-qualification. Yeah. But I don't have the answer. Why did that consumer go to that loan officer? Because I told them no and 4 other people don't know. Yeah. But they heard it from that guy, so they went with that guy. And then they'll come back to me, hey, Mr. Martinez, I'm like, yes, have anything changed? No. I'm on a contract. Okay, but that's not with me though, somebody else. I can't, unless anything's changed, you got a better job or a co-signer, I can't help you with anything. Yeah. So not to be the doom and gloom of information, because I'm trying to cast a dark shadow out here, but it's going to get bad if it's not before it gets better. That's just a fact. We're in a perfect storm, right now, and if people have to understand. I don't expect a regular consumer to crack the Wall Street Journal or the business section of Dawson Media today, or actually look at that thing that pops up. But then you see water rates popping up. Hey, we have the Federal Reserve that's going to meet probably in the next month or next month. They're going to another quarter. Yeah. So forth. You have inflation, recession. Yeah. These are all things that most people don't understand. Well, there's a reason why Frito-Lay's not giving you overtime. They're not selling a lot of Cheetos. They're not selling a Cheetos because 85 cents per nombre. I mean, all these things. Cycle. So the overtime cut down. All this stuff. So it's like, you have to, and it's funny because I still get people calling me. I get people apply all the time. That's not brag. I have an online presence and people just send my link out. I'm like, hey, Mr. Realtor, do me a favor. Please, before you send my link out, ask them a couple of questions. You're not a loan officer. Just prove your client. You're not a loan officer. You're not my assistant. They'll say, I'm not your assistant. You're right. You're not my assistant, but we're business partners. Yeah. I'm trying to save us time. What's going to happen is you're going to send me a client. The simplest question. Hey, I talked to your client. What happened? I'm going to tell you in Spanish. No tenía papeles. No documentado. So, if you would have asked that question up front, you would have saved you time thinking, everybody has a pipeline. I have a pipeline of 10 people. Yeah, but you give them to XYZ loan officers, and out of 10 people, maybe only 3 are doable because you didn't ask the proper questions for the other 7 people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so it's just
exactly.
it's just timing. And it's trying to, I guess, to conduct your business in a proper manner where you're not just pretty much, because everybody, it's almost like a lead's a lead. It's not a customer until you find out the facts. Okay, you're pre-approved for this much. Now I'm happy to help you because now I can help you out with a loan.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I think going to the right realtor, the right lender, you know, where it's like, no, we're not going to play games. We're going to tell you exactly how it is. We're going to try to help you. If you can't, you can't. If you can, here's what you do. 1, 2, 3, and we'll be able to do it by this time. So I think that's great. You know, I mean, because I always tell people, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste my time. Let's just put all the cards on the table right here and be honest with your lender, because they're going to find out, you know, what you make and what you owe, and if you have a baby mama somewhere or something, that's going to pop up, you know, once you get in this process.
Those are right fit a loan officer and realtor for every customer.
Yeah.
It's just, do they want to fit? Because everyone wants to hear yes all the time.
Yeah.
But at the last moment they say no, well, you know, maybe it was the thing the first guy told you 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's gonna find their proper. This business is a personality business. They either click or don't click.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that guy was a prick. That goes whatever. That guy was too harsh. That wasn't. I mean, these are just facts. And nobody wants to get told no. And when I tell people no, I tell them in a nice way. I don't demean them. I don't do them because I'll be honest. I was a little rough when I first started in business because I was young. Now I like I said, I'm a little bit more suave. I'm a little more softer. Hey, nobody wants to get told you have jacked up credit. Hey, at this moment I can't help you because you're at this score, but if you follow my what I'm suggesting, we can get you there.
Yeah.
So everybody deserves to be at home. It's just we can't get you home at this moment because okay, bye, click. No, hang up. Call somebody else. You know, this is different.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's awesome, man. Promote your company, your number, your social media stuff, man. We only got a few minutes left.
So of course I'm with Loan Depot. Email address is robertmartinez@loandepot.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I think my handle on Instagram is I did it a long time ago when I first rmartinez40. I think when I was 40 years old. That's when I did it. That's how long I did it. I can't remember what Facebook is. Just I have 2 business page and a personal page. TikTok I haven't done one yet.
Okay.
Twitter I barely go on that very rarely. So but anybody can go on social media. It's fine. Robert Martinez Mortgage Consultant. It'll pop up. I mean, Robert Martinez is a very common name, but not every Robert Martinez is a loan officer, so you can find it real quick. You know, I don't have videos like her, but I do my posts. Usually I post my closings and I'll put a little story behind it. You know, this client walked in the house, whatever, got X amount out of the back of closing, walked in with nothing, whatever it was. And usually that's what I'm saying. The next step I need to follow her direction because I know I've been on videos even before I met her. It's just not that I'm shy. It's just like we are all busy. And it does take a while. You have to like cut and whatever you have to edit and stuff like that and make sure it's right and stuff like that. And then you make sure you don't have a burrito on your teeth where you do something. But yeah, that's the next wave. If we're taught all the time, you're not doing it, you're probably missing the boat. Or you're just ancient, you're dinosaur, you're gonna miss the wave, and because that's what everybody's gonna start doing. If you're not doing it, they're gonna try to take baby steps into it.
Yeah, just like you said, the kids are always on the phone, and those are gonna be the next buyers.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes, very, very true. Very true. Well, guys, we're running out of time here. We got a couple minutes left. I just want to thank you for coming on the show. All the information, the personal stuff you shared, awesome. The business information. If you guys are looking for a realtor and a lender combo, you've got it right here. Bilingual, Hispanic market, any market, but obviously Hispanic market for the language side. Please give Rocio a call, Robert a call, and I definitely will be able to help you guys out. So, and again, once again, you guys, thanks again. We look to get you back. Hopefully soon. We're doing so many shows, and then we want to start bringing everybody back and kind of see where we're at, 6 months from now or something like that.
Okay,
so
sounds good.
All right, man, bring us out with some music here. There we go.